And welcome to the Part-Time Nerd Podcast with me, your host, Alan. And joining me today, Steven. Steven, how you doing today, buddy?
Steven. I was going to go with Steve, but I don't know. I'm great. How's it going?
I'm doing good, man. So here we are. Moon Knight came out today. Episode number 1, The Goldfish Problem. Two questions for you. One, did you know anything about Moon Knight before you watched this? And two, what did you think?
No, I mean, I've seen the previews and whatever, and obviously I've seen the mask. I'm very interested in printing the mask. A bunch of people I follow on TikTok, like big creators and stuff like that, they've already made it. It looks fantastic. I've just seen the previews on Disney Plus. That was it. I don't have any other clue who this person is or their involvement in the Marvel. No idea.
Okay, all right. And what did you think of the first episode? What are you thinking?
It's a good intro, right? You get to know him. He's chaining himself to the bed. He thinks he's like an insomniac or something like that. He gets up and sleepwalks. He's got like painter tape on the door to make, just to double check and see if he left out the front door. And it just kind of breaks the ice. I thought it was great. Him with that accent though was kind of weird.
It is. So this is starring Oscar Isaac is playing Moon Knight, / Stephen Grant / Mark Spector / Mr. Knight. I thought he did great, in this first episode. I love him as an actor, was introduced to him in Star Wars as Poe Dameron, and I really enjoyed him, and just everything else that I've seen him in since then has been great. Moon Knight's one of those characters. He's always kind of been he's a street level superhero, mostly known in New York and things like that. So it's kind of interesting to see him take this take with him being in London. But he's a former Marine that suffers from identity disorder, DID. And so he's got several different personas and things like that. And you start to see that, there's events that are happening that he has no idea about. The girl comes up to him and is like, "Are we still on for tomorrow night? Best steak in town?" And he's like, "I'm sorry, what? Huh?"
He's like, "Yeah, we're going out on a date, huh?"
Yeah. So you're asking me out on a date? She's like, "Hey, you're funny." He's like, "Oh, okay, yeah."
And he definitely, his other persona, Steven, is, he works at a museum. He works in a gift shop selling candy to kids and stuff, and he's just kind of like a real pushover. And it's funny, that absolutely opposite of him. At the end, he goes, "Let me take control, and we're gonna get out of here." And you realize that he's like, just absolute like this badass.
Well, and you get glimpses of it throughout the episode because he's going in and out between identities, and it's only showing you Steven's point of view of it.
Right.
And so he'll be sitting there, like at one point he wakes up and he's in the middle of nowhere at some village, and like his jaw's like out of place, and he's like, "What the?"
That hurt so bad when I saw it too. I go, "Oh my god, his jaw's broken, right?" And he starts moving it around. I can hear all the grinding and crick. Oh my god, my jaw hurts so bad just watching that.
Yeah, and he's sitting there and he's looking, and he kind of looks up and he's like, and he sees a guy up there, and he just he's waving at him. The guy's like confused and starts waving at him. The other guy comes in, he's like, "What are you doing?" They start shooting him, and you've got the Moon Knight personas kind of in the background talking to him. He's like, "Oh, great, the idiot's in charge now."
It was reminiscent of Spawn and Fight Club. Those are the two movies that immediately popped into my mind. That voice in his head. Hell, it sounded just like Spawn, or not Spawn. I don't know why I said Spawn. Venom. So
yeah.
All of a sudden, that voice, and it could be the same damn voice as far as I'm concerned. It sounded the same. So, I was like, "Oh man, this is a Venom thing here. All right, cool." And then we got Fight Club too, mixing it in. I like it. But you're right. Like there was glimpses of him, and he'd just be like, all of a sudden surrounded by people, and then he'd fall back or whatever, and then wake back up, and then just dead bodies everywhere.
Everybody's dead. Yeah. And they're sitting there looking at him like, "What the heck is going on?" Dude, it was, I got a kick out of it. I was laughing as he's going through in the car chase scene, and he's sitting there, and then all of a sudden someone's pointing a gun at him, getting ready to shoot. He goes out, comes back, all the windows are blown out of the car, there's a dead body in the back. Happens again. Now he's driving backwards, and he's like, I don't even know what's going on. I don't even have my license. What the heck is going on? And we're kind of skipping over. You got Ethan Hawke is in this, and he's kind of the main bad guy that's going to be in the series.
Arthur Harrow.
Yeah, Arthur Harrow, and
he does some crazy stuff. He goes in the middle. They're all like touching him or whatever, and he's like I don't know what he is right at this point because I've never seen the show, don't know anything about it. But he's like, yeah, we'll judge you right now. And then people come up to him, they hold hands, and the hammer is in the. Oh my god! And you see the scale moving on his arm.
Yeah.
Bro, I was like, he ain't. I was like, I would never go up to him. And be like, yeah, I need to be. Like, no, I don't.
Well, see, they're part of a cult, right? So it's like a cult for this Egyptian god, Amet, and she basically judges you. And if you're a good person, cool. But it can also see in the future and see, if you're going to do some messed up stuff. Like that old lady goes up there, she's like, "No, I've lived a good life." He goes, "Well, maybe it's something in the future." Either way, sorry, thanks for playing.
Yeah.
And essentially just sucks her life force out of her, right? And yeah, and you've got the whole interaction with him and Steven. And he's like, "So, oh, I know you. You're the mercenary." No, I'm Stephen Grant. I worked gift shop at the museum in London.
I'm Steven, the
London.
gift shop guy.
London. No one says it like that. London.
Yeah, he was like, London? London. I was like, oh god.
But yeah, and it's you get that, and he goes. Next thing you know, he blacks out, and he's back in bed, chained to the bed, and everything is like, oh, it was just all a dream. Like, whew, that was a close one. And then he kind of gets up and he's looking around, and now his goldfish that had one fin now has two fins, and he's freaking out about that. He goes back to the pet shop. He's like, look, when I bought this fish, it had one fin. Now it has two. It just grew back. She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Yesterday when you were here. He's like, I wasn't here yesterday. And she's like, well. And then all of a sudden he finds out. He's like, oh, crap. I got to go I'm late. I got dinner. And then he shows up and he finds out it's like 2 days later. It's not Friday. It's actually Sunday. And now he's questioning everything. He's looking up everything. He's trying to figure everything out. He finds a phone. Someone calls him, making fun of him because he's got, why are you talking in that weird accent? And he's like, I don't know what's going on. Goes to work the next day. Arthur's there. And all heck breaks loose. He's got some sort of a dog chasing him, some sort of Egyptian, creature. That's the thing. This show is going to be heavily steeped in the Egyptian gods and goddesses and things like that, because Moon Knight, he's the right hand of Kanush, an Egyptian god. So that's kind of who he is, and we'll find that out as the series kind of goes along. But you get that glimpse of Moon Knight at the very end, where the dog's chasing him, and he busts in there, and he gives up the control like you were talking about, and just
the dog's trying to get out at that point. He's the dog back in. He goes, we're not done yet.
We're not done with this yet, buddy. See a sink come flying out. I mean, it's just Moon Knight is what I love. He's a very, very brutal hero. And it's kind of nice to see Marvel kind of take this turn. They kind of started to take it, they had it with the Netflix shows, Punisher, Daredevil, Luke Cage, and things like that. And they're now starting to continue it with the MCU. And I'm really excited just to kind of see where it all goes. But first episode, I really enjoyed. I liked it. Moon Knight was always one of those heroes that I liked as a kid. Picked up a few Moon Knight comics here and there. Was always excited if I was reading a comic and he just happened to show up in it. He did some stuff with Spider-Man and things like that back then. Spider-Man, Daredevil, a couple of my favorite heroes. So I'm really excited just to kind of see where it goes and the turn it takes.
Yeah, I mean it's action. It's got action in it. It's got craziness, chaos. I'm in so far.
And you're going to get a different element with that whole identity disorder and them tackling that. And you're going to get, I think you're going to get some more. I'm trying to what's the word I'm kind of thinking of, but just some more, almost like Doctor Strange type stuff.
Okay.
Where you had with Doctor Strange, where he's going, in and out of the consciousness and things like that, and you're dealing with the magic, while you're not necessarily getting magic, you're getting gods and goddesses, and you're going to get kind of a little bit more of that trippiness. I think you're going to get with this series. So
cool.
But yeah, you got anything else on this one?
No, it's on Disney Plus. Go watch it.
Yeah, go check it out. Episode 1. I think we're getting 6 episodes. I'll have to double check on that. But super excited about this. It's something to help carry us over till we get Obi-Wan. Because Obi-Wan's coming soon. So
never heard of it.
Never heard of it. Yeah. I didn't think you did. But hey, guys, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, follow, share, all that fun stuff. If there's anything you want us to watch, shoot us over an email, parttimenerdpodcast@gmail.com. Until next time, we'll talk to you guys later.